Welcome to this video on algebraic inequalities. Let's get started. What is an inequality? An inequality expresses a relationship between two values. Some inequality symbols, which you might have seen before, are less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. Let's discuss some memory techniques to remember which one is which. If we look at less than, you can sort of imagine that this is almost looking like an L. So L stands for less than. Another way to remember it is that if you made this symbol into an arrow, it points to the left. So another way to remember it is that less points left. Yet another way to remember it is if you look at the symbol, the pointy part, the small part, is on the left, and the larger part is on the right. So it's literally saying that whatever is over here on the left is smaller than or less than whatever is on the other side or the right side of this symbol. So the opposite is true, of course, for the greater than sign, so you can remember that. And then to remember less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, we have this line down here, which is half of an equal sign. So that's how I remember that those are less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Usually, the biggest confusion is remembering which of these signs means less than, and which one means greater than. So again, you can remember that it kind of looks like an L. You can remember that it points left. Or you can also remember that this part is actually literally smaller. This is the pointy, tiny end. And that this side is physically larger. It's getting, the distance between the two lines is getting bigger, right, as you go that way. So the small number, right, is less than the larger number. So hopefully one of those memory techniques, the L method, the left method, or the fact that it's physically smaller on the left and larger on the right, can help you remember which of these symbols is which. So as you can see, if you have a less than sign, that literally means that the small number is on the left and the larger number is on the right. So the way we would read this, we would say 2 is less than 6. Conversely, if we have a greater than symbol, again, the larger quantity is towards the open part of the inequality sign, and the smaller part is towards the pointy end or the small end. So the way we would read this inequality is we would say 6 is greater than 2. So another way to understand inequalities is to think about two numbers being plotted on the number line. So for example, if we take the number -3 and we take the number 4, and we wanted to figure out, well, what inequality is appropriate to express between -3 and 4, which one is smaller? Well, the answer is that -3 is to the left of +4 on the number line. So because it's to the left on the number line, it is less than 4. Another way that I think is very convenient and useful to think about it is in terms of money. So in other words, if one person has -$3, in other words, they are in debt $3, and another person actually has $4 in their pocket, who has more money? Who owns the greater amount of money? Clearly, the person who has $4 in their pocket has more money than a person who owes $3. So that's another way to understand and think about inequalities. So let's take what we've learned about inequality symbols to express the relationship between two numbers. So remember, our two options are less than. So again, this is the less than sign. It points left, it looks like an L, and the physically smaller part of this is over there on the left as well. So that is my less than sign, and this is my greater than sign. And I would suggest pausing this video as you go. Try to answer before I do, and then unpause the video and see, and check your work and see if you were right. So -1 and +5. Is -1 less than or greater than +5? If you said that -1 is less than +5, then you were correct. How about 0 and negative 3? Go back to our money example. Is it better to have no money at all or to be in debt $3? If one person has $0 and another person owes $3, who actually has more money? Well, the person who doesn't owe anything has more money than the person who owes $3. How about negative 6 and negative 4? Which one is larger? Would you rather owe $6 or would you rather owe 4? Well, the truth is that if you only owe $4, then you actually have more money than the person who owes $6. Remember, another way to think about this, if the money analogy does not help, another thing to think about is a number line. So let's think about where is negative 6 on a number line versus where is negative 4 on a number line. And looking at this picture that I just drew, you can see that negative 6 is to the left of negative 4 on a number line. And again, the further left a number is on the number line, the smaller it is. Number 4 actually has us do some math. So we have negative 2 times negative 7. That gives us a positive 14. Then we have negative 8 times 3. That gives us negative 24. Is 14 less than or greater than negative 24? If you said that 14 was greater than negative 24, you are correct. Let's do some more practice. I would encourage you to pause the video, do this on your own separate paper, and then unpause the video to check your work. So 5 is greater than 4. Negative 2 is less than positive 1. Negative 7 is less than negative 1. For number 4, we have to do some computation. Negative 1 times negative 6 is positive 6. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. A negative number is always going to be smaller than a positive number. So 6 is larger than negative 15. 7 is greater than negative 3. Negative 4 is less than 0. Negative 2 is greater than negative 8. And 3/2 is greater than 1/2. Just a bit of advice here. Sometimes students really get confused with fractions. Remember, fractions are the same as division. So if this is really stumping you, all you have to do is pull out a calculator, type in 3 divided by 2, and your calculator will tell you that that is 1.5. Likewise, you can type in 1 divided by 2, and your calculator will tell you that that's 0.5. Well, would you rather have $1.50 or 50 cents? Clearly, the person who has $1.50 has more money. So that's one way to evaluate fractions if they scare you or intimidate you.